When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hey guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fan fiction story. Let's continue where we left off. After Lady Nagant showed Silver to his room, he retired for the night. Despite being alone across the room, give me a second, guys. Despite being flung across the room by the green hair woman, he wasn't too injured. His regeneration would have took care of any damage the woman threw at him. He could tell the woman could do a lot more damage with her ability, but she didn't for some reason. But despite that, he found the bed very comfortable. As he finally fell asleep, he is still quite sore and quite tired from all the fighting that he's been doing recently. As Silver let sleep overtake him finally, Silver woke up very early. The moment he stepped out of the room, several of the werewolves that he passed bowed in respect towards Silver because he's a lichen. Silver made his way to the Alpha's office and knocked on the door 3 times. He heard a voice telling him to come in. "Morning, Silver. I hope you had a good night rest." "I did. Thank you for your hospitality." "Don't mention it. You being here brings hope to our species. As you see, we share similar hair color. Well in truth, my great-great-great-grandmother was turned by one of the members of the Silver Moon Pack. Sadly, what my grandmother told me, she... Give me a second, guys. Things keep popping up. I need to fix that. Sadly, my grandmother told my mother that they stay behind when the lichens relocated off of Earth. I did felt similarities when I met you, Rose. As a born werewolf, I guess some of the Silver Moon pack traits pass over to to the offsprings of my pack. That's probably why we share the same colored hair. But enough about genetics, dear. Tell me, what happened to your pack? As you know, the war between the Atlanteans and the Lycans, we're cutting our numbers down to extreme levels. According to my mother, we re-engineer a Atlantean ship and left the planet so we could safely increase our numbers and hopefully return one day. We were left in peace until someone that went by the name of Darkseid found our planet. When we first settled in there, he came in friendship, but I'd never trust the man. I felt something off about him. Later, he came back as a conqueror, enslaved or killed any Lycan. My mother sent me on the spaceship that we came on, that we came to when we, sorry, that we used to travel to our planet to protect him, to protect me, and to protect the family line of the Silver Moon Pack. That's very unfortunate. It saddens me to hear that, but at least you're here. What do you plan to do? I'm going to sorry. I'm going to fulfill my end of the bargain with that human. Then I don't know what I'm going to do afterwards. After all, I'm done with after I'm done fulfilling my end of the deal, I might begin making the Silver Moon pack again. It would warm my heart to see the Silver Moon pack again on Earth. So I take it you're going to have several lovers to jumpstart your pack. I really didn't think about that. I suppose you would be right? Well, I suppose you would be right. If I want to jumpstart my pack, I'll worry about that later. I still haven't met my mate yet. If I have a mate, she would be on Earth. Rose has a mischievous grin on her face. I could always pair you up with one of my female wolves. You're quite attractive, and it's gonna be too hard to convince one of them. Silver smiled nervously as he watches Rose end up in a thinking pose. As she's trying to figure out what she could pair him with. Luckily, Silver was saved by a knock on the door. Morning, Mother. You wanted to see me? Good you're here, daughter. I want you to show him around our compound and let him meet the rest of the pack. They're very eager to meet him. Understood. The moment Silver got up to Lady Nagant, she wrapped her arms around his as she led him out of the office. The Alpha did notice how affectionate her daughter was towards Silver, and she cackled to herself. She found the perfect pairing. She couldn't. Sorry, give me a second, guys. She couldn't believe she didn't figure this out already. She should have thought this straight out the gate before. As she as she started to make up plans to pair them up together. Known to Rose, her daughter is Silver's mate. She has a suspicion they're mates, but she has no concrete evidence of yet. Rose might be the alpha of her pack, but she loves matching people up to kill some time from her boredom. Back to Silver and Lady Nagant. With their arms still linked together, she made her way toward, well, give me a second, guys. Her arms still linked, she turned her head towards Silver. So, did you have a good night's sleep? Yes, I did. I'm quite well rested. As we cut several hours, Lady Nagant guide Silver through the compound to meet the rest of the pack. It was quite exhausting for Silver. He's always been a bit of a loner. As he sees Silver outside, sitting down, leaning against a tree, Lady Nagant went to get something to drink for Silver and herself. While Silver was fully leaning against the tree while sitting down, his eyes closed, as he felt something cold on his forehead. As he opened his eyes to see Lady Nagant handing over a bottle of water. She seemed to have a smile on her face as she sat down right next to him and leaned against the big tree right next to him, basically. Well, what I'm trying to say. As they both fell asleep against the tree after they drank some water, Nagant is leaning against his shoulder, with her leaning her head against onto his shoulder, nuzzle up to his neck. Passed out, Silver fell asleep quite fast. At some point, she readjusted herself into leaning her head against his chest. Silver and Lady Nagant woke up from their slumber, being tapped on the shoulder. It seems you two are quite enjoying yourselves. Alpha, Mother, as she was a bit flustered, as Lady Nagant got up and straightened herself out as she has a slight blush on her face. But it soon faded away when she regained her composure. Considering you had a nice little nap over there with Silver, as she gave her daughter a wink, it's about time for the younger members of the pack to start training. Then afterwards, you need to take care of the younger ones, the little pups. Understood, Mom. I'll be on my way. She went up to her room to freshen up, and to train the younger members of the pack. Then take care of the kids afterwards. She trains the younger members and the little kids at the same time, so that's what she's doing right now. Have fun training the young pups. They're extremely rowdy today. So you got your work cut out for you, dear. I'm going to get going. This is going to be interesting. I'll talk to you later, Silver. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day, Silver. I have to go back to my lovely paperwork. Work never stops when you're the alpha. What I wouldn't kill for a vacation. As Rose walked off, grumbling about work. A strange alpha. But this place is nice, but a bit boring. I'm kinda missing that constant people trying to kill me. Silver got up from his position. Once he got to his feet, he put his hands in his pocket of his hoodie as he just wandered around Rose's territory. Rose told Silver how far her territory reaches. There's a good portion of woods that's in her territory, so he went to explore her territory while Lady Nagant is busy training the kids. Anyways, he wanted to take a look around the woods. Silver eventually found a medium-sized lake connected to a waterfall. The water seems to be going through some sort of underwater cave system. He found this area quite relaxing, so he's leaning against the tree, listening to the birds chirp and the sound of the waterfall coming down as he passed out. And, well, as he closed his eyes, as he passed out eventually, Silver is peacefully taking a nap. His nap got interrupted by the sound of laughing as he heard splashing from inside the water. As he opened his eyes, he opened his right eye to see a bunch of younger members of the pack playing in the water, trying to see who can make the biggest splash by diving into the water. Silver noticed Lady Nagant heading over to his direction. Fancy meeting you here, Silver. You found this place pretty fast. I kinda stumbled upon this by accident. It's quite a relaxing area. I feel the same way. Sorry about the pups, if they woke you up from your nap. After each training session, I take the kids to the spot to have some fun. It's quite alright. Lady Nagant sat right next to Silver as they spent a few hours talking to each other. Silver smelt a familiar scent as his eyes widened. You need to get the kids out of here, and do it calmly. Wait, what's going on, Silver? Just do it. Inform your alpha. We might be expecting company. Lady Nagant nodded her head. They're too far away to catch the scent, but because he's a lichen, he could catch scent from a longer distance. That's why she hasn't caught on. Anyways, let's continue. Lady Nagant nodded her head and got all the kids out of the lake, and she guided them back to the pack house. Silver got up and put his hands in his hoodie pocket as he walked as he walked around in a different direction, leading away from the pack compound into a large clearing for a wide range area in case in case this turns into a fight. So he has room to fight it or move around. Isn't that lovely afternoon, Wolf Boy? Inko walked out of the shadows from the trees, standing right next to a werewolf Nomu. Why did you wait so long to approach me, human? I have my own morals. I don't hurt children, no matter what race they're from. So I wanted to wait for you to be alone before I approach you, Wolf Boy. And the main reason I'm here is to invite you to the League. To the League of Villains. You would be more of an asset as an ally than a foe. As Silver bust up laughing, irritating the green-haired woman. No offense, lady. I have no intention of joining your little group. I'm only working with Red Hood because I get something out of it, and there's nothing your little human league could offer me. No offense, human. None taken. That's a shame. I would reconsider if I were you, but I could tell you're not going to join. Oh well. My dear husband is quite intrigued by you. He's never seen a werewolf like you before. Neither have I. It would be nice if you would come back alive, but your dead body would be efficient enough. Bringing a dead body would be acceptable for the good old doctor. My dear husband might not see it, but you're a threat. So I'm going to have to kill you before you become a hindrance to the League. You're going to have to die now, Nomu. Kill the wolf. Silver. Well, sorry, give me a second, guys. Silver stopped the claw of the werewolf Nomu with one hand. Inko is watching the fight, observing his performance. Maybe I should have brought more than one of them. You think this is going to be a... Do you think this is going to be much of a challenge for me, human? I've taken out several of these monsters all at once. Don't know what you did to these werewolves, but I'm going to put an end to it eventually. Aren't you a cocky wolf? What I've heard, you barely walked out of there alive. I'm pretty confident you will die. As Silver starts laughing at the woman, unlike last time I fought those things, I was inside a building. You confront me in the wilderness with no other humans to observe, outside of you, of course. That means you're all dead. And this is going to be fun. Silver got a wolfish grin. I've been dying to shift for weeks now, human. Time to have some fun. I highly doubt your werewolf transformation will be much of a threat to my Nomu. Silver's wolfish grin still never left his face. Inko is still quite unsure why he's so cocky. With one vicious kick, he ran his foot into the Nomu's gut as the Nomu goes flying for miles, slamming into several trees. As Silver threw his hoodie to the side, as he begins to shift into his wolf form. Silver grew in size, towering over Inko, and led a mighty war. With incredible speed, he bolted towards the Nomu's direction. Shocking Inko, she has never seen something like this before. She's seen many werewolves shift, but she's never seen one shift like this one before. As she's biting her nails, it finally dawned on her that this Nomu she brought is going to be no match for him. Well, the Nomu she brought, it's not going to stand a chance against this werewolf. She still thinks that Silver is just a normal werewolf, but she has no idea how wrong she is. Silver eyes narrowed, seeing his prey, as a vicious fight between the two predators commenced. With one mighty sweep upwards with his claw, piercing the flesh of the face of the werewolf Namu, then followed with a humongous punch to the chest as the Namu goes flying backwards without no sign of stopping, leaving a long trail of broken trees in its wake. It was so powerful that the nearby trees got ripped out of the nearby trees got ripped out as the roots went along with it from the small wind pressure that Silver created. Silver immediately gave chase with incredible speed. He caught he caught up with the flying Nomu quite fast. With once Silver caught up with the Nomu, he quite fast and effortlessly grabbed both of the Nomu's wrists, then yanked the Nomu downwards, making a medium-sized crater around the area from the fierce impact. With one claw, he grabbed onto the lower jaw, and his other claw with his upper jaw, then pulled both of them, and pretty much ripping out forcing the Nomu the jaw, or the werewolf Nomu jaw, to rip apart as blood begins to splatter over the snout of his face. As he severely injured the Nomu, it might have regeneration from its werewolf genetics, but that would take a bit of time for the Nomu to recover. Silver watches the abomination slowly regenerate because of the werewolf genes. Silver stomped his foot into the Nomu's head, dis- destroying the brain, ultimately killing the killing the abomination on the spot. He made his way back into sorry. He made his way back in no time while shifting back into his human form. Silver picked up his hoodie and put it on. As he turned his attention towards the green-haired woman, she seems not to move from the very spot, but he can sense the fear coming from her, but she's not showing it on her expression on her face. She might not be showing it, but she's a bit scared of Silver now. I can tell you're intelligent for a human woman, and your ability is quite impressive. Probably some sort of telekinesis. Even even with that, I highly doubt you can give me much resistance. After all, you might have a impressive power, but you're still human after all. No match for me. I could kill you if I wanted to, but that's not how I do things. I could, I will, well, technically I will kill you, but that for a later date. The reason I've been attacking your little organization is because I'm a little holding my end of the agreement. If you leagues remain in Gotham City, I will I will find you and I will kill you. Don't delude yourself that you think you can hide from me. Unlike the rest of the werewolves, I don't have I don't have to follow pack rules. So I can get quite creative when I want to be. In your little league is really no threat to me. I find them amusing, those little creatures you created. But in the end of the day, they're not a threat. You would be dealt with one way or another, human. Until we meet again. What's your name? Silver. I'll remember that name. Name's Inko. We have no intention of leaving Gotham City. We will be seeing each other again. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Silver watches the human walk away into the forest, eventually disappearing into the shadows. What a strange human woman. As he took out his phone, as he dialed a number, this is Silver Rose. Are you alright? Quite fine. Did everyone make it back safely? The little pups are back home, safe and sound. Apparently, the League found me. It was quite impressive they tracked my location, but nevertheless, things are probably going to heat up, so I'm probably going to have to deal with them sooner or later, and I really don't want to drag your pack into this. Thank you for your hospitality, Rose. I do appreciate that. You're thinking of my pack's well-being. I want you at least say goodbye to my daughter before you leave. Of course. I wouldn't be in. Of course. I should be there in a few minutes. I'll talk to you when I see you. As Silver hanged up the phone and put it back in his pocket, as he begins walking through the forest, heading towards the pack house, or the pack houses, because there's three different pack houses. Like I said in a prior part, the main house where the Alpha lives with his daughter and a few other members, then the two other houses for the other packs, because it's a pretty good sized pack. So they can't all stay at one house. It would be too crowded. Anyways, let's continue forward. Silver made his way to the pack house. He made his way into the office where he saw the Alpha. Sorry, where the Alpha is in her usual spot most during this time during the day. It's like late afternoon, like around six-ish, 6 or 7 6 around 7, maybe 8 at the max. Good, you're here. My daughter should be here in a few seconds. She just got done feeding the pups. I think it was taco night tonight. The kids were quite excited about that. Sorry I'm late. It took me longer to feed the kids. I'll explain what's going on. Apparently, the League of Villains went into our territory. The League, what are they after, Mother? They're after me, apparently. Makes sense. They would come after you eventually. After all, you've been interrupting the League's business in Gotham. At least what you've been telling me. You're leaving, aren't you? As much as I would love to hang out here for a while, this is not my pack. I don't belong here. Even though your alpha has been very gracious to me, offer me sanctuary, and no, sorry, give me a second, guys. And knowing those humans, they probably won't stop coming after me, and it's only a matter of time before Red Hood needs me back in Gotham. Daughter, I want you to continue your original mission. I can't outright in good conscience allow a Lycan without any sort of protection. When you leave, take my daughter. She would be a great asset, and I bet she would be great company. So there's no unnecessary confusion with other packs that eventually you will come across. I know it's only a matter of time before the other packs took notice to your existence. Other packs, the word will come spread around the other packs eventually. Gossip like this spreads pretty fast with us werewolves. And you're pretty much a holy figure when it comes to the packs and werewolf alike. I know I'm asking much. I'm pretty much demanding it, but will you? I don't see why not. I do enjoy your daughter's company. Then it settled, as she got up from her chair and grabbed onto Silver's wrist and her daughter's wrist and joined their hands together. As she spoke to her daughter during the pack link, you can thank me later, daughter. I'll leave my daughter in your capable hands. As she pushed both of them out of the office and gave her daughter and Lady Nagant a wink as she closed the door behind her. Sorry about her, Silver. She's like that sometimes, but I'm glad we're going to be spending some more time together. Well, it looks like we're stuck with each other for a while. It's getting kind of late. So, when are we leaving? I'm going to get in I'm going to get in contact with the human. I'll probably call him tomorrow. I know when I talk to him, we're going to leave. Probably pretty early in the morning. See you in the morning then. Good night, Silver. And Silver, call me Kana. Thank you for protecting the kids. Kana, lean over. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I don't really know. It looks like Kana, but I could be wrong. Kana leaned over to kiss Silver on the cheek. Then she went toward her room without another word. Lady Nagant turned her back to Silver to hide her slight blush she had on her cheeks as she closed the door behind her and leaned against the door. Why am I acting like this? Like a schoolgirl talking with her crush. He's cute and all, but I don't know why I get all flustered around him. This is so unlike me. She turned off the light to crawl into bed, just to forget about the embarrassment she feels embarrassed by that action that she just did. I was not expecting that from her. No matter. I need to get to bed. It's probably going to be a long day tomorrow. Silver went into his room and went to bed himself. When Silver lay down, closed his eyes, he was brought into his mindscape as Silver is in a middle of a white forest with silver trees. The trees have silver, well, technically it's on white trees with white leaves on him as he begins walking through his mindscape, going through the forest as he senses his partner. Silver's inner wolf appeared in front of him. It is a decent size. His inner wolf is a decent sized wolf, the size of a timber wolf, with a pure white coat of fur, with bright yellow eyes, with a very distinct markings on underneath his eyes. It's been a while, Zen. I take it you want to talk to me, considering you brought me into my mindscape. I just woke up, partner, so I take it we made it to Earth in one piece. Sorry guys, let me get a second there. Yes, indeed we have. Let's do this the fast way so I don't have to sit here for hours explaining the whole story. Silver placed his hand over his inner wolf's forehead as the wolf, as he transferred all his memories to his partner that he spent on Earth. These Nomus are troubling. I would hate to fight against a Lycan Nomu. Yeah, that would be insane. Luckily for us, I'm the only one left on Earth, to my knowledge. But you're indeed right. These creatures are troubling, alongside with this League of Villains. Zen starts to cackle. What's so funny? Nothing, partner. Zen has already figured out by the memories his partner has finally found his mate. He wants to see how this goes, so he's keeping his silence for now. He's wondering how long until his partner figure out that this Lady Nagant is his mate. So, what's the plan once we're done helping these humans? I really don't know yet, partner. I do want to rebuild the pack. The likelihood of the rest of the pack surviving is very unlikely, sadly. Silver heard a large growl coming from his partner. That bastard must die. That filthy alien scum. I want to rip his throat out with my fangs. Don't worry, he'll get what's coming to him once we find him. But for now, let's just play it by ear. I'm going to get some sleep, partner. I'll talk to you in the morning. Good night, partner. As Silver faded from his mindscape and finally fell asleep, as we skipped the next day, after everyone said goodbye to the rest, well, as everyone said goodbye to Lady Nagant, they finally made their way through the pack's territory. Silver took his phone out of his pocket and dialed a number. Silver, I was about to call you. Good timing. To give you a heads up, the League of Villains approached me. They brought along one of those creatures. They offered me an invitation to join their little league. Of course, I refused them. That bitch sick that abomination at me. I took care of it, but I'm done being idle. So, what do you have for me, boss? Texting you the address. Black Mask requests your assistance, apparently. He's been causing some trouble with the League. He'll be... Be careful, he's being very loud in his activities. It's only a matter of time before the bats shows up. Deals it. Do you want me to kill the bats? Negative. Don't kill him. We might see things differently, but he's still family. Very well, I'll keep you updated on my progress. As Silver hangs up the phone call. So, where are we going, Silver? We're going to head to Black Mask's territory. He's been causing trouble with the League. He's probably caught the attention of the bats. Let's get going. As they finally After some time, they finally enter Gotham City. Kana, as Silver returns. Hey, Kana, how about we make a pit stop? I'm starving. I'm actually quite famished myself. So where are we going to stop? Stop to eat. As she linked her arms with Silver's while they're walking down the street. Kana, be on guard. We're being followed. But it but by the scent, it seems like they're human. Let's head let's head to that direction. And let's act casual. I smell it too. On it. The moment they entered the alleyway, several arrows were shot towards them. With incredible speed, Silver caught every single of the arrows in the palm of his hand. With surprising with in his hand, surprising his female companion. Silver looked at the silver arrows. Cute. As he tossed them to the side. Werewolf hunters? Hunters, you say? I've heard stories about them. Hello, humans. May I ask what we could do for you? After all, it is a lovely day. Wouldn't you agree? I would hate to have to kill all of you and dirty my hands with your filth. We're hunters from Trinity. You abominations will die here today. That's actually quite adorable. You actually think you pose a threat. Allow me to handle this, dear. As Lady Gaunt nodded, she's leaning against the wall watching Silver. She noticed Silver had a wolfish grin on his face. But before... Give me a second, guys. But before we begin, and before we kill you, we will kill you. Why aren't the silver arrows hurting you? Sorry to disappoint you. Trinity, was it? These type of silver arrows have no effect on me. You have no idea who you're crossing, do you? The hunters couldn't even react in time. Silver ran towards them with insane speed and swung his right arm across the man's neck, cutting his throat as blood begins to spatter over Silver's cheek. As the hunter falls down dead to the ground, as the rest of the hunters open fire, only to see Silver dodge and weave around the arrows and bullets. Silver jumped in the middle of the air, dodging several of the arrows, and slammed his foot into the hunter's chest, caving it in, killing him on impact. Silver got struck across his face by a silver bat by one of the hunters. Silver spit some blood from the corner of his mouth and rubbed his cheek when he got up. Silver cracked his neck. Silver cracked his neck a little bit, but Silver saw something run past him as Lady Nagant grabbed the hunter by the throat. As she was pissed. You dare hurt my Silver? As she broke his neck, with pure rage in her eyes. She began brutally killing every single member of this Trinity group. You good? Lady Nagant pushed Silver against the wall and kissed him. You're mine. No one touches you. No one touches you and lives. It finally dawned on her. You're my mate. As her inner wolf is telling her to claim him. At the same time, Silver finally figured out why he's so attracted to Lady Nagant. He grabbed onto her waist and spun her around and pinned her arms against the wall and kissed her. After a long make-out session, he released her. I'm an idiot. I should have figured it out sooner. Your scent is so intoxicating. I should have put two to two together. As Silver could hear his inner wolf laughing. in his head. We'll definitely talk about this later. Let's get going. Let's get something to eat and get this done. What do you know about this Trinity, anyways? As they continue to walk, as they continue to walk, leaving the dead corpses in the alleyway. I've never heard of them. I've never heard of them. Tina put her hands between Silver's as they're holding hands while walking down the street. As Silver entered a restaurant in Black Mask's territory, as they both sat down after the waiter directed them to the table. As Silver noticed a well-dressed man wearing some sort of black mask entering the restaurant, he immediately noticed Silver considering the wolf ears on his head. It's very unique, and it stands out. Hello, Silver. I recommend the pasta. As Black Mask sit down at the table with Silver and his female companion, and who is this lovely flower? Back off, human. She's my mate, Lady Nagant. So, what's the plan, Black Mask? I've heard from my boss you've been having trouble with the League. Black Mask starts laughing. From the being very protective over his companion, he kind of liked the kid. They've been slowly taking over my territory, Silver. I believe their main base is located in my territory somewhere. I haven't pinned down their exact location. I have one of their members in my custody. Unfortunately, he hasn't been revealing any information through the torture. That's where you come in, my boy. I want you to track down their base of operation, considering your species are well suited for this sort of thing. I have no problem working with you, Black Mask, as long as you know. Hands off. She's mine. Black Mask nods in agreement. After I get done eating, I'll start trying to locate them probably in the morning. I want to get the feel for your territory before I begin. Very well, that's acceptable. Just just call me if you have any questions. My number should be in your contacts. Your contacts. Anyways, let's continue. As he walks away, and that's where we're going to stop it. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by the time zones. And I'll catch you in the next video.